The first thought is that, have you guys noticed that in Western TV movies, if there's an Indian character, they'll be having names that sound like it's from one group of people in India. It's like these Indian characters all feel like they're from one religion too, which is most probably Hinduism, and I find that weird because India is a country of people from different cities, cultures, speaking different languages, from different religions. India has not only Hindus, but people from Islam, Christianity, Jainism, Buddhism and Sikhism. It's nice to see Indian characters being present, which is more representation, but these people should realize that India is not just one type of people. Like take for example the Big Bang Theory, the Indian character is named Raj Kuthrapalli, and if you look at his name, it's a name that will obviously make people think of a certain type of people, and if you think of per se a Christian or a Muslim, you wouldn't associate this type of name with them and you'd think of other names, and so I don't understand why Indian characters are portrayed as people who feel like they belong to one category of Indians, and not every Indian can relate to that character and feel like they're being represented when they're not. It's not them if the Indian character is from a religion, culture and speaking a language other Indians are not, so how can they relate to this character? He is different from them, and only some set of Indians would feel represented by him, unless the character is a stereotypical Indian character. The next thought is that, people who hate AI music. I can see why y'all do so with the right argument, but y'all seeing it as just making music within seconds with a click of a button, isn't it? Considering AI music creation platforms like Suno and Udio exist where you can make a song in seconds with pressing a button, but that's not all they do, and seeing them as such takes away from the hard work and effort that through the research, making, developing, testing and even the people working on it to actually make it a thing.
I'm under control. 부스피드로 under control. I'm under control. 하나부터 열까지 under control. I'm under control. 부스피드로 under control. I'm under control. 하나부터 열까지 under control.
Suno and Udio both have options to write your own lyrics too, and I believe Suno, just like Udio, has editing options to help fix your song before you finish it and then post it somewhere like on YouTube or something. Y'all seeing it as one thing is dumb, because then it just makes your hate for AI music valid without you actually researching on AI music to know that your hate for AI music simply because you can make a song without doing much of anything isn't completely true. Also, y'all talking about AI music being bad when human musicians also exist making bad music, and plus just because you see AI music as bad in terms of quality and also seeing it as lazy because of doing nothing to make a song, that doesn't mean everyone who uses AI music generators are out here making lazy music by adding prompts and genning a song using AI lyrics. Not everyone using something is gonna use it the same way that y'all see it to hate on said thing, since there are people using it properly for what it is. Y'all see it as just a make a song by doing nothing, when y'all just assume that because y'all never try to dig into these AI music makers and assume it's just that because of your lack of research. I don't think y'all would wanna research into them because y'all might find something that makes your AI hate invalid. The next thought is that, if you're doing a movie TV ranking or a song ranking or a tier ranking or a rating as well, based on your personal thoughts, then you don't need to rank or rate a song, movie or TV show high just because it's iconic. Being iconic doesn't take away from the fact that the show, movie or song may have been received well and got a good rating and may have been popular, but what if they're not that good at all and they actually have flaws that don't make them deserving of such a high rating, and also them being popular doesn't make them good automatically, and so you don't have to rate them that way just because they're so popular and things that they're iconic, and so you rate them the same. Being iconic is not a determination of quality, and so you need to be honest and see the quality of it. The acting in the show, movie, the bringing about the genre properly, the storyline's plot being good or not, the story not changing unnecessarily and going in many different directions making it hard to follow, and other things related to production. For the song it has to be the production, the vocals, the instrumental, the delivery of the genre, whether they hit the notes, the song not being boring or lacking flavor, the lyrics not being bad, the song not just made to be some trash viral pop song. If you rate something high just because they're iconic, is it fair to other songs, movies and TV shows more deserving of a higher rank that is much better quality, even more deserving of a rank higher than the one ranked high only for its iconicness? Do you think it's fair to take iconicness into account when you're doing a ranking or rating of shows, movies and music? Because if a show has better quality but is not iconic, would you rank it low simply because it lacks the iconicness that the popular show, movie and song has, making it an automatic high rank for you even if it sucks in quality compared to other picks that deserve to be higher than the iconic media? Not every piece of popular media that ends up also being a classic or iconic or whatever is good. And sometimes things just get popular for certain reasons or because of certain people doing it. The singer who made the song, the actors in the movie, TV show. And these times it may not even be because the media is of good quality, but just because something was there that made it popular. And ranking these popular things high because they're iconic, so of course they get a high score, is dumb when you're being biased based on them being iconic, and them falling into that iconic category would make you give them higher scores easier, which means you're not even rating them for their overall quality but only because they're iconic, making you push the other better quality ones aside to be forgotten in a lower rank because they're not icon status, and I hate that. The next thought is that I like clickbait in thumbnails and titles of YouTube videos if it's showing the truth. Like for example, if a celebrity, popular YouTuber, musician, K-pop idol, anyone is seen as a bad person leading them to get hate, but that bad person they're seen as is just severely out of context, and a YouTuber is making a video to show the truth of that famous person that they're not actually bad and it's just out of context but clickbait in the title and thumbnail, then I don't mind it because they're not spreading misinformation but rather clickbaiting people into seeing the truth. I hate people who fuel this out of context hate by clipping and piecing clips together to prove the person is bad when the editing was done by the YouTuber to make the famous person come off as bad even more just for the views of it and to profit off unnecessary hatred. So to me, clickbaiting people into seeing the truth is better because the YouTuber is still clickbaiting, yes. But they're not clickbaiting lies in their video but rather making people watch. Especially haters, only for them to get duped when the video doesn't make their hatred stronger. That is, I know X person was bad, but rather bursts their bubble of hatred for something that never existed in the first place, but these people just wanted a reason to hate on this famous person because these haters probably never liked them to begin with and needed a reason, even if it's a fake one, to pounce and show their toxicity. I do not condone clickbaiting in the slightest. If the clickbaiting is disgusting, that could ruin careers over something fake, spreading lies and feeding into what people want to hear even if that's not the truth because lies will sell. So when making a positive, truth, video to show that the famous person is not bad and the video gets views most definitely because of the clickbait, it shows what the people came for, which is the clickbait proof. The haters came to see the proof to fuel their hatred more, even if it doesn't exist, and the normal non-haters came to see the toxic channel spreading hate only for both these people to be shocked when it's not what they came for, and unless you're subbed to the channel you wouldn't know what the channel is like. So yeah, clickbait does sell, and to me good clickbaiting is better than bad clickbaiting. The next thought is that, this is just a thought about me personally and not about others. When I listen to a new album and I save only 1 to 2 songs out of the album, for example like a full album of 10 or 15 songs or even 8 songs, it's probably because the album wasn't good and it sucked ass for me due to the songs themselves being vocally mixed or edited weirdly or something to do with the vocal delivery or the instrumental or low quality or something. It makes me sad how it leads me to think, they wasted so much of time in the recording booth to give us nothing. Because even if someone else loves the album fully or halfway, more than I didn't, and so my thoughts are obviously gonna be negative. Of course if others like it, that's fine if they're not claiming it to be the best album when they wouldn't know what a best album is. To me, it sucks when that happens because these people working on the album, and probably the artist who listens through, thought they were good to go to releases is. I wonder how these producers and others think the song is good to pass, like how are their ears not tuned into the song 100% if the song gets a pass when the song might be good but needs more work and things changed, or the song needs to be scrapped entirely. But yeah, I cannot see myself saying anything positive and only wonder why they went into the studio anyways if all they recorded was hot garbage. It's especially sad for full albums because all those songs made, and nothing really stands out to me. And the ones that I did save probably had something that made them not end up like the others in the trash. In the end, why go into the studio to make new music, when you're basically gonna release nothing songs? The next thought is that, music labels release hot garbage and I wonder why they do so, because why spend so much of money on releasing a song that's hot garbage and why did they release it thinking it was good when they just wasted hours in the studio working on nothing? Sometimes maybe it's intentional, but other times it makes me wonder why, because do labels not see the bad? But then I thought about that just because a song is bad to me and almost everyone finds the song bad or terrible or shouldn't have been released, and clowns on it, there are people who still like the song despite it being bad. Gnarly by Cat's Eye is one of the worst songs ever released, but who's to say everyone finds it bad? Some people may have liked it from the beginning or some people may have hated it but heard it everywhere that they ended up liking it. Bad songs make you go, WTF were they thinking when recording this trash, but there are others who love the song thinking it's not as bad as people say or maybe see the good in it. These people exist and they like bad music because something makes them like it. It's nothing serious. And yes, bad music can be criticized for being bad, but me as a person who likes bad songs, I know that people exist who also like bad songs and not everyone is out here hating on every single bad song. Tastes exist and people are allowed to like what they like and that's why these people exist. The next thought is that, artists putting so many effects or auto-tune on their vocals that in the end product of the song might sound really cool or interesting, but if the artist has to sing the song live when the effects don't work on live stages since we want raw vocals, is it still cool as a song? Did the massive amounts of editing and effects done make it interesting as a song only for it to be a letdown because the singer can't sing live and the song having massive amounts of editing made the song interesting but also was good in hiding the singer's bad voice? It's a possibility. Like, I get music sounding good and people not caring about live vocals and just listening to music for the music. Okay, fine, you do you, but you cannot deny the singer sounding bad if the song has too much of vocal effects, editing, autotune and other stuff that the real vocals get lost in the mixing of heavy editing to fit a particular vibe that only work for streaming but not in live settings where not every time you're gonna get to use the song with effects, autotune and editing in the background. Also, I know that there are artists who use these effects, autotune or whatever as an artistic choice when they can actually sing and have the talent, but what about those who can't? Some of these songs can sound cool and interesting in the end product, but the heavy editing might also ruin a song and if a singer uses it to hide their bad vocals, then trying to make the song less heavy editing will not fix the song when the singer shouldn't be singing at all and needs a lot of vocal lessons before they can be decent enough for music. The next thought is that, I don't understand people coming after certain fandoms unprovoked just for the joy of being annoying to the fandom, and then be like, X fandom cannot take a joke, or, X fandom are too soft, or some nonsense. Like they never did anything to you specifically, so why are you even coming after them? I've talked about this before for K-pop channels coming after other K-pop fans of certain groups or idols of those groups just to piss them off with their K-pop opinions about the certain group or idol, and I'm just like, why? What joy do you get in annoying another fandom so that they come and attack you with their toxicity? What led you to wake up and choose violence for no reason? Can't you just move on with your day instead of trying to show what these fandoms are like or something just by saying something dumb about the thing they support so they can come after you and you can be like, they're so annoying. Plus, what if you do this for the joke of it all, and then the fandom comes after you with their toxicity and they start harassing you and it becomes too much for you to handle? Can you blame them for their behavior in that situation or yourself for provoking them with something dumb just to get them to react when you know they were gonna react this way but you still went in anyways? It's just childish behavior coming from you, and yes, the fans you go after are worse than you doing this, but you're provoking that worse behavior further by bringing their toxicity out because they're obviously gonna get defensive if you coming at them for no reason is you coming at them by saying something about the very person they support. Just leave them be in their own world, and only call out their behavior if it's bad and horrible. Don't come after them for the joke of it all. The next thought is that, most expensive and luxury food are just overpriced because of one or two ingredients that don't change the flavor at all, and it's just there to make the food look luxury when there's nothing great about it. Like, why would you wanna sell something that could be made cheaper just because of some unnecessary ingredient that probably is just there for the aesthetics? Rich people be eating this when it's not different than if the food itself was cooked at a small local family business by somebody's grandma who'd probably make it better, more fulfilling and at a cheaper cost. You're out here selling dishes that regular people can try once in their lifetime for the experience and wouldn't wanna come back again because they can go find the dish cheaper at a local family business made by a grandma and they can eat however many bowls or plates they want to, however many times since it wouldn't hurt their pockets. Rich people food just feel like regular food given a mansion with Gucci bags, 5 Mercedes, 10 iPhones and free vacations anytime they want. It's hilariously dumb. The next thought is that, I hate when people say, these lyrics sound AI generated, due to a certain reason when a human artist makes a song. Because it takes away from the fact that it doesn't seem like you're holding the human artist accountable for their work when you say, it feels like AI, when AI isn't the only one to come up with bad lyrics or whatever y'all say about the lyrics that make it feel AI to you, and human writers can also make lyrics that are bad because not every songwriter is a good one. Plus, what makes y'all say a song feels AI generated in the lyrics? Is it because of the current AI generated music that's coming around and you guys have probably heard some AI songs and thought some human lyrics sound like them? If so, then I bet I can find examples of human songs having AI generated like lyrics, before this era of AI music becoming more made and some AI songs having AI generated lyrics, because there are people who use their own thought off human lyrics in the AI songs. I don't like the fact that y'all say this, it sounds AI, to lyrics, and it's not because the lyrics had some hard work put into them, because if y'all say this, then the lyrics must be bad, but because of the fact that y'all don't seem to think that a songwriter is just a poor quality lyrical thinker instead of feeling like they must have used AI or something. Also, maybe some lyricists for human music may have used some AI in their lyrics to make you feel this way, and if they did actually use AI for their lyrics, it shows that they're bad lyricists if they're taking help from AI, and if they wrote the song 100% themselves without AI, it wouldn't be good. AI lyrics are bad, but you don't have to say that human lyrics sound AI generated due to certain reasons when humans also make bad lyrics, bad music, bad everything. It's not only AI that if you remove the AI completely the human will make something better, because they won't. The last thought is that, famous people passing on, especially ones highly praised for, them passing on and you feeling sorry for them is valid because you liked them and you thought of them highly, but my thought here is to talk about how even if people are mourning the loss of someone great, we cannot forget that some of these passed on famous people who are even considered legends are not good people. I'm not saying all famous people who have passed on are bad. But that some of the people who have died and are seen as legends or icons are something being so famous. We shouldn't just forget about their bad wrongdoings because remembering them in a positive light for whatever, their acting or their music or whatever, when they were also terrible people, it could mean that you may not have known of their terribleness, but if you as a person are remembering said famous person, then that means you know them quite a bit and like them, which would mean you follow them and would mean you're possibly a fan and know their good sides but also their bad too. I want people to know that, and that these famous people should also be called out for their bad even when remembering them after they passed on, because only making positive remembrances of them is wrong considering y'all are remembering them for good, when their controversial side probably outweighs the good of them. We personally don't know famous people, and so you remembering them because you may have been a fan shows that you probably may have come about their controversies because the artist is so massive for you to not know about their controversies. But if you still remember them after their death and their remembrance is a positive one, their controversies didn't seem to wanna make you stop being a fan, if you were one, which means that you looked past their bad sides and only focusing on the good, which is wrong and dumb. These famous people should be seen for who they are, and shouldn't be just seen one-sided, they're good. Remembering them should also acknowledge their horribleness as people, because why should we remember them passing on, if we're gonna completely forget that they're bad people? What's the point? We should hold them accountable for their actions even after they're passing on, because they're still just people to us that we don't know, even if we're fans of theirs. They passed on, but that doesn't take away from the fact that they're bad people, and it also automatically doesn't wash away their bad deeds and whatever controversial things they did. You guys need to remember that. Remembrances are not always meant to be good, especially if y'all are positively spotlighting a horrible human being, which again would also show that you may not care as much about their controversies, which is not good.